Breaking news.
The Oval Office, February 28, 2025. A meeting of allies, they called it. President Trump and President Zelenskyy face to face. A photo opportunity, a chance to reaffirm the bond between the United States and Ukraine, or so we thought. The meeting was meant to discuss continued US support for Ukraine. A potential deal on rare earth minerals was also on the table. But the air was thick with tension. The smiles felt forced. This was not the friendly meeting everyone expected. The cameras flashed, capturing the two leaders shaking hands. What they didn't capture was the storm brewing beneath the surface. This meeting, meant to showcase unity, would soon expose the deep cracks in the US-Ukraine relationship. The doors closed, the cameras left, and the mood shifted. Words were exchanged, harsh words, accusations flew. Trump, flanked by VP Vance, unleashed a tirade against Zelenskyy. Ingratitude, they called it, disrespect for all the US had done. Zelenskyy, though, didn't back down. He thanked the US for its support, but wouldn't be silenced. He demanded security guarantees. He cited Russia's broken promises. This wasn't the time for blind trust, he argued. Trump, however, wouldn't hear it. He erupted, accusing Zelenskyy of being a dictator, of starting the war. The room went silent. Zelenskyy, dismissed and humiliated, was asked to leave. The joint news conference cancelled. News of the Oval Office clash spread like wildfire. The world watched in disbelief. In Moscow, smiles spread across the faces of Russian officials. The tension between the US and Ukraine, it seemed, was music to their ears. Putin, seizing the opportunity, announced his ceasefire conditions. Strict military restrictions on Ukraine, a freeze on Western military aid, a list of demands, thinly veiled as a path to peace. Zelenskyy saw through the charade. This was not peace, but a chokehold. A way for Russia to cement its gains, to cripple Ukraine's defenses. He refused to be played. The world held its breath. Trump's ultimatum came swiftly, delivered with his signature bluster. "Make a deal or we're out," he declared to the world. On Truth Social, his anger echoed. Zelenskyy, he claimed, had disrespected the US, had betrayed its trust. Meanwhile, in Saudi Arabia, US and Russian officials met. Peace talks, they called them, but Ukraine was noticeably absent. On the table, a deal. The US would get rare earth minerals from Russian-controlled Ukrainian territory, a deal that appealed to both Trump and Putin. Global reactions were a mix of shock and concern. US allies rallied behind Ukraine, condemning Trump's actions. The transatlantic alliance, already strained, felt the pressure. The world watched, anxious and uncertain, as the drama unfolded. The situation is fluid, volatile. The future of Ukraine hangs in the balance. Trump, with his focus on domestic disruption and his affinity for strongmen like Putin, has thrown the world into a dangerous game. Zelenskyy, standing defiant, faces an impossible choice: bow to pressure, sacrificing his nation's sovereignty, or stand his ground, risking the loss of crucial US support. The coming days, the coming weeks will be critical. The world holds its breath. Will cooler heads prevail? Or are we on the brink of a new, more dangerous chapter in global politics?